What is up guys, it's Vishu from SavageCamp and this video is going to be on file writing and reading. So oftentimes you will have to open a document or a file or a web page or an Excel sheet to work on it. Like Python is not just going to be you taking an input from the user and doing something. Most of the times you will have something as an input. You would be going to a website where someone will give you a log file and tell you to find out at what time which IP was using what, or which IP logs in at what time during the day. Like there are various cases that would be there, and the fundamentals are always the same. So with file reading and writing, what you need to remember is there are three main steps that you need to do. The first one is opening the file. The second one is reading or writing or performing some operations on the file. The third one is closing the file. Now we will stick with the basic methods for now, and we will use a text file. So there are two ways you can do this. The first one is you assign a variable. And you say open, you put the file name and you put the mode. So what happens is when you put the file name, you should always put the location of the file. To avoid any kind of problems, I try to keep the file and the program in the same directory. And the modes that we have are read only mode, write plus, which will create the file if file does not exist, append, where it would find the file and add below the file, below the last line, and append plus, which will also create the file if it does not exist. The methods that we have is read, readline, read lines, then write and close. So close, and we have the open at the very beginning. So I will just write it over here. So we have open, read lines, and write and close. So let's go to our program and try something out. So I already have an input text over here. So there are 19 lines, and it's just a news article right now. And we are going to open this file. So this is an empty Python script reader. So let's name it as my_file is equal to open, and I am going to put the input.txt, and I am going to open it in a read only mode. We have three functions. Let me bring this up: read, readline, and read lines. So I will add a pound sign to have this line considered as a comment. And now let's start with the first one. So now if I just print my file, you will see a file buffer, and let me show you that. So it says that there's a text input output wrapper. So IO usually stands for input output wrapper, and there's name, file mode, and encoding. So at this moment, forget about encoding. The name is there and mode is there. So I can do my file dot name, and let's see what happens. So it says this is not callable. Let me try this. So it says input.txt. So if you want the file name, you can do this. You can do a dot, and you can find all the methods that are available to use. So I can do mode, and it will give me a read mode, the R mode that we have over here. So let's start with the first one, which is read. So read, if you don't give anything in here, it will take the default value of -1, and it will print out the whole file because we did not specify any number in there. So let's specify 10, and now it just prints 10 characters. So I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it printed 10 characters of the line. So I can do 1000, and it should print out 1000 characters. So if you want to print out limited characters, you use the read method. Now let's remove this and do read line. And what I'm going to do is run, and you will see read line will go until the /n, which is the next line character. So here you will see it does not stop at a period. It stops when there's enough space, like the next line. So if I print read line again, you will see the second line, which is this one. Arsenal had announced this one. This second line will get printed. So you will see, and this space is just because there's a /n at the end. So ignore that. So if I print it 4 times, it should print the first 4 lines of the file. So let me copy paste this again and run this, and you will see that it has printed 4 lines. The last line is, I am not willing to answer that question because we have no intention of selling. The same thing over here is, I am not willing to answer that question because we have no intention of selling. So the first 4 lines were printed because we did a read line 4 times. So what will you do if there are 1000 lines? You are not going to write 1000 times print myfile.readline. So to avoid that, the last method we will see over here is read lines. So this read lines is going to take the whole file, and if you notice, there's a square bracket over here and there's a square bracket over here. So this creates a list. So if I do my_list is equal to myfile.readlines, and I do print type of my_list, it will give me a list because we know that it is a list. Now we have a list of the whole file. So now we have the whole file in a list. You can see, and every element is ending with a /n. So how do we go over each elements of list? So for element in my list, print element, and what I'm going to do is to show you. So this will separate each element, and you will see it right now. So every element is separated with this, and you can see that we printed out each and every line. If I remove this, you will see every line over here. So if you want, you can do a dot strip to remove the last /n, and now it's much more prettier to look at. So that is too much for now. So we have done read lines. So in the next video, we are going to cover the write and close, because I don't want to add everything in the beginning itself, and we will go over the append method and the write method. So I will see you guys in the next video.